Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now getting closer to the end of March of 2023, and given that we have The Mandalorian, of course, Season 3, Chapter 20 up and coming, we have a lot of things to talk about, because not only that, we know that Bob Iger is really on a mission to really refacing Lucasfilm, basically restructuring the company, really giving it a brand new image by a lot of different scenarios, and we'll be going over exactly what he recently canceled, something very big related to Kathleen Kennedy, and more. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, given that, yes, we do have a lot of things happening between Lucasfilm creatives and Disney executives, and even within Disney, between the executives and Bob Iger, there's been a shakeup. So there's been a lot of things happening back and forth, and it's been a very complicated time, not just for Marvel, but also for Star Wars, right? They're really trying to get their act together right now. Disney, of course, speaking. And when you look at stuff like this, about what Bob Iger recently did to Kathleen Kennedy, I think is a real big light at the end of the tunnel here, ahead of his big plan to get rid of her by this August. So far, so good. Dana Brunetti is still at the top of the list to choose from as the new Lucasfilm president. As long as that keeps on going very well, they're still on track to get rid of Kennedy by this August, give or take. So, moving beyond all of this, what Bob Iger recently did, I think, is actually very much done in a necessary way. The way that he did this and how it opened up a slot for John and Dave, let's tap into it. Now, the thing about Kennedy is that she was working on a lot of projects that she prematurely greenlit that were stuck in limbo mode in the roadmap of Star Wars. And right now, Bob Iger is getting ready to completely change Lucasfilm as a company by hiring new creators and employees, and even authorizing the firing of some of them by John and Dave, training, of course, and taking care of those choices. Now, it's described, however, that Bob Iger recently just canceled and finalized erasing a big Star Wars project that was left in limbo by Kathleen Kennedy that has now been officially removed from the roadmap of the franchise. Iger recently canceled what was supposed to be an ACOLYTE spin-off show that was supposed to focus on a Jedi godlike character that was created from the Wills. This was supposed to be Kennedy's way of taking George's idea of the Wills, who are godlike beings, by the way, and using them in an incorrect way to make the character her own. The series was going to focus more on the cosmic force and the origin of the galaxy and how some Jedi were created by gods, including this one in particular. Kennedy had a long list of actresses that she wanted to actually have them play someone to actually take the role. The ACOLYTE spin-off show is now officially off the table, thanks to Bob, and that now Favreau and Filoni are said to be filling that spot in with Star Wars Underworld that will actually involve George Lucas as a co-writer. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about Star Wars Underworld, but this is a show that is going to basically be a mixture of Blade Runner and Star Wars. And honestly, I love it. I think it's perfect. And just to show you guys some context, there are a series of leaked footage on the internet about George's original take on Star Wars Underworld. There's a lot of test footage out there. You can actually see it on the internet there. It gives you an idea what Underworld was going to be like. They're basically revisiting George's original vision of what the first Star Wars TV show was supposed to be back in 2007. Alright? Now, on top of this, the spin-off of the ACOLYTE series was supposed to be released sometime by 2025, and was going to be a show where the Jedi God character would visit a different galaxy as well. I don't know about you guys, but we should stay in the galaxy that we all know and love in the Star Wars franchise, right? That, I believe, is what you have to do. I mean, a galaxy is a very big place. There's a lot of different regions, there's a lot of different worlds and systems out there that we have yet to have even visited in live action. And so, I think it's so premature to just jump ahead to a different galaxy and departing and alienating the galaxy that George created. And there's a reason why Kennedy wanted to do this, and we're going to be tapping into that in just a second. It was a way for her to justify, basically, doing whatever she wanted to do with no consequences. So basically, she had the freedom to do whatever she wanted to do, you know, not really judging anything by canon or Legends material or anything like that. Basically, this was going to be a sci-fi series with the Star Wars label on top of it. Alright? Different galaxy, Jedi gods. It just seemed like it was going to be out of, you know, whack for me, I think. But anyways, on top of this, Kennedy wanted to depart from the familiar galaxy to fans in order to create new rules to Star Wars and more flexibility to do what she wanted to do without getting fans upset about doing things against the canon and such like that. The series was also going to be created by Leslye Headland at no surprise. She was actually aimed to be the main writer of the show to take Star Wars to a brand new galaxy in the franchise via this Jedi God-like character, which was going to be the strongest Jedi in existence for the franchise. Again, here we go again. You know, we have a scenario where Kathleen Kennedy saw the opportunity to create a Jedi that was the most powerful in the galaxy or the most powerful in existence, and really wanted to make this character even all the more stronger than Anakin. Now, Iger knew fans wouldn't like this and called executives for cancellation, and they all agreed. Now, the thing that I will say about Iger, even though I'm not a huge fan of Bob Iger, let me be clear about that, alright? I believe that his take on Disney parks are really not well at all, and his take on, you know, how Star Wars was handled before in the past was really just a disaster. But I gotta give him credit. I mean, really. I mean, he's allowing John and Dave to do whatever they have to do to make things, you know, work, and to really use any means necessary to bring Star Wars back to George's vision. And Bob Iger is just saying, John, Dave, do what you gotta do. I won't interfere. That's basically what's going on right now between Bob, John, and Dave. So, this ACOLYTE spin-off series, the thing that Kathleen Kennedy seems to do, it's almost like a pattern. You guys will realize that back in November of 2017, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, yes, it was during that earnings call that Bob Iger was giving out, where he announced that Rian Johnson was getting a new trilogy. This was like a whole month and change, per se, before The Last Jedi dropped in theaters in December. So in November, the month prior, Rian got the official go that he got his new trilogy and that it got announced. And it almost sounds like Kathleen Kennedy did a similar scenario here and initiated a project related to something that would be a spin-off that she wasn't even quite sure would be successful yet. And so I think that's exactly why Bob Iger canceled it too, because he saw that pattern. He saw that she was doing another Last Jedi, Rian Johnson new trilogy situation where basically she greenlit a spin-off prematurely before the actual main thing even came out. And you know what? Good move on Bob. I'm glad that he did this. I'm glad that he finalized this. There's a lot of projects out there that have been greenlit and are still in limbo by Kathleen Kennedy, so they're weeding those out too. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Fill me in below in the comments what you guys have to say about this. And if you all did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.